Hey guys, my name is Fox, this is a Metal Fox, and welcome to another EDH deck tech video. Today I will be showing off a deck of my own creation. The link for the deck list is in the description, the tapped out deck list. I have been updating it, and editing it, so if you want to follow that, give it an upvote, I would appreciate that. Or, don't, and just be a butt, it's up to you. But anyway, it is my 5-color colorless Karona deck. Yeah, you heard me. 5 colors, no colors. So I had this deck idea with a friend of mine, and I originally wanted to build it where I would play the other Eldrazi cards, the common and uncommon Eldrazi cards. And as I built that, and as I built it over time and I saw some of the rare Eldrazi's, I kind of realized they had some kind of weird synergy with each other, and they worked really well. So I built it, and here it is. Here is this wonderful pile of deck. I've been using it for about 2 weeks now. It plays really well, surprisingly well for a deck that I had very little faith in. I build decks all the time, play them once, realize how shitty they are, and just take them apart. This one kind of stuck together. So, again, 5-color colorless. Let's begin with the lands, because them's the boring parts, and no one cares about the boring parts. So we're just going to zoom in. So, let's get the lands out of the way. So it is an Eldrazi deck. It is an Eldrazi tribal deck. And it's running some common Eldrazi, some rare Eldrazi's, weird ones, yada yada yada. You'll see as I go on with this video. I'm only running 1 plains because there's only 1 white Eldrazi. I literally just put this plains in today because I figured, why not have the consistency? Because I have 1 plains, 3 swamps, 3 forests, 3 mountains, 3 islands. 5 colors. And the mana base for this deck, I'm going super cheap on. I'm not playing any dual lands because cheap. I'm playing some weird fetch, not fetch lands, but you'll see. Alright, Sanctimavoogan, really good card with an Eldrazi deck. Really good land, underappreciated, especially if you run Prophet fucking Krufix, just regular Krufix Eldrazi's, or straight up colorless Eldrazi. Really good card. Ash Barrens for the basic land cycling, Crystal Vein, because it can sack for 2. Desmian Stage, Temple of False God, Eldrazi Temple, Eldrazi Tribal, so this taps for 2. Reliquary Tower, Rogue's Passage, Buried Ruin, Tomb of Spirit Dragon, Radiant Fountain, E-Wilds, and Terramorphic Expanse. Those are my 2 cheapo fetch lands. And then I'm running all 5 panoramas. I was kind of disappointed when they didn't print the Jeskai panorama and all the con panoramas, but whatever, to each his own. This is my budget fetch land. And then I got the Tron lands, because they're actually pretty cheap, and they work well in colorless decks, needless to say. And then some dual lands. Technically, not dual lands, multicolor lands. Technically, Reflecting Pool requires something, but still, I'll consider it a multicolor land. Command Tower is OP in this deck. And those are my lands. Yes, I am going super cheap. I'm sure over time, as I build the deck more and more and more, I'll probably get better ones. But until then, there is my kind of cheap land base. There are some expensive ones like Reflecting Pool, and I think Exotic Orchard is worth something, but whatever, go cheap. Alright, so, Eldrazi's. I'm going to show you those last, because I love burying the lead. So this is the creature base. Very big. A lot of creatures. But we'll start off with the other stuff. So I only have 1 Planeswalker. I will run a Karn in here if I ever pick one up. But in the meantime, it's just Ugin. My favorite Planeswalker, by the way. 1 enchantment, From Beyond, Devoid. I said Void in the beginning. I meant Devoid. This card now has no color. And that's what makes this technically colorless. The Devoid makes the card colorless. I stuttered literally that entire sentence. God, I suck. All Is Dust, which is probably one of the most expensive cards in this deck. It's about $18 friggin' at this point. It's necessary for this deck because if I don't have it, I kind of have to put Child of Alara in here, and I don't really want to run Child of Alara. Karona is a better commander in this deck because I can give Eldrazi's +3/+3. He's kind of like my overrun kill win con. So, yeah, that's kind of why I run him as opposed to any other 5 colorless. But, 5 colored. But yeah, All Is Dust is crazy good in this deck, and it's kind of needed. They have a lot of removal Eldrazi's and Devoid cards. So Oblivion Strike, Scour from Existence, Void Shatter is technically not removable, neither is Warping Wail, but they are counter spells in colorless, so I'm running them. Grip of Desolation is damn good. Brutal Expulsion is a counter spell for the uncounterable cards. Technically, it doesn't counter them, but it's a lot like Venser. If you bounce a card that says can't be countered back to their hand, it technically is removed from the stack, so it's not countered, but it is. And that's kind of why I like it. Plus, I've had a foil Brutal Expulsion for so long, and I've wanted to play it in something. And now my camera's going out of focus. Titan's Presence, removal, Unnatural Aggression, technically removal. I mean, it might kill my creature every now and then, but if I'm making your creature fight my, Kozilek, it's probably going to die. And if it doesn't, it's probably badass. And then Artifacts. So Mind's Eye, because I really need draw in this deck, and this card helps a lot. Quicksilver Amulet, although casting Eldrazi's is usually better because they have a cast trigger, sometimes getting an a 12-12 out for 4 is good. Graphic Exoskeleton, another kind of win con in case I want to win through Infect. Not the greatest way to win, but it's a way. Coat of Arms if I want to win through combat damage. Neverall's Disc because I have literally only 2 board wipes in this deck and I need them. And then the Boots and the Greaves for haste. And then a lot of mana rocks. So I got Basalt Monolith, Commander Sphere, Dreamstone Hedron. I actually got all of them. Mind Stone, Hedron Archive, and Dreamstone Hedron. The tap 1, 2, or 3, and draw 1, 2, or 3. I like running cycles, what can I say? Gilded Lotus, Chromatic Lantern, it's kind of required. Darksteel Ingot, Soul Ring, Prismatic Geoscope, and Mycosynth Wellspring. Technically not a mana rock, but it is ramp. And I think I bent the card. It's okay, I bent the Dreamstone Hedron. I didn't bend it hard, it kind of like shifted a little. I wonder if it's... Nah, it's barely noticeable. Alright, and moving on to what you care about, the Eldrazi's. And we'll zoom out because I'm going to panorama all my Eldrazi's on my map. So, the Titans. Ulamog, Kozilek, and Kozilek 2, the Kozileking. Yeah, they're great in this deck. I'm not going to play Emrakul. I am going to get the original Ulamog as soon as I find one. But, like, the new Emrakul is good. It's fine. I don't really want to take someone's turn, because that requires too much brain thinking. And I ain't got no brains for the brain thinking. Also, I really don't like taking people's turns. I did it once with Worst Fears, and it was so boring and convoluted that I just don't want to do it again. It can win you a game, but it's annoying. And then I got some random, and not random, but like the other Eldrazi's. So, Forerunner Slaughter gives my Eldrazi's haste. Eldrazi Mimic, basically whenever I cast any other Eldrazi, I can swing with him for a great amount of damage. It doesn't copy the Eldrazi itself, just a power, but still good. Bane of Balaged, it's Annihilator, but with, exile. Nettledrone is damn good in this deck. It's kind of a board win con if I can do it enough times, like 40. Yeah, tap them, deal 1 to everyone except me, play a color spell. This deck is only colorless spells, by the way, and lands. And then untap them and do it again. Kozilek's Channeler for mana, Decimated Provinces as a second overrun effect. Catacomb Sifter to get some tokens, really for scrying, because with this deck you can get chunks of useless stuff on your draws, so this kind of helps avoid that. Bearer of Silence is my, what's the word? Fleshbag Marauder. Thought-Knot Seer. There is some convoluted combo, apparently, with Thought-Knot Seer, Drowner of Hope, I think, and something else that I'm forgetting. A friend of mine, told me about it, and I'm gonna get a Drowner of Hope to kind of loop with it, because that's a win con in this deck, and this deck needs him. Thought-Knot Seer, though, is pretty damn good. What's the other one? It's like this and a sack outlet. Whatever. There's a win con. Reality Smasher is damn good. Haste and Trample at a 5/5 for 5. Great. Ulamog's Crusher, actual Annihilator. Artisan of Kozilek in case I want to reanimate something and take a ton of fucking damage. I have failed to search with this card, i.e. it's a May ability, so I have not gotten another card out of my graveyard just because I didn't want to take a 10. But it's still a 10/9. Matter Reshaper, really good card. It's interesting and very few times I actually get that 3-cost thing, but at any rate, it's a draw spell. Sarah's Stagnation is dumb funny. Whenever they play a land, they exile the top 2 cards of the library. I don't have a lot of return exile permanents to their owner's grave things, but the few I do have, this one helps. Herald of Kozilek makes stuff cheaper. Conduit of Ruin, interesting card. It's a rando card, as in it goes into combat, you reveal the top. If it's an Eldrazi, all your creatures become that Eldrazi. So that can have interesting, effects, but it hasn't worked yet. Also, my stuff is cheaper. Dominator Drone, just a quick little, everyone take 2. Deceiver of Forms, Decimator, Deceiver of Forms. I got these two mixed up, sorry. People are already probably yelling at me in the comments. This one tutors for an Eldrazi, and they cost less. Deceiver Reforms is the one where you reveal the top card. If it's an Eldrazi, all your creatures become Eldrazi. I got these two confused. I see my mistake. Shut up. Desolation Twin I have found to be not fantastic. It is a 10-10 for 10 that makes a 10-10 when it dies. Other than that, that's about it. It's interesting, and I'm sure I'll find another use for it. But until then, it's possibly a card that can come out. Eldrazi Displacer, the only white Eldrazi. Hence the one white, where is it? The one plains. These two are friends. But it was this one that loops. It's Drowner of Hopes, this guy, and Thought, not Seer. Yeah, there's a loop with that. I don't know what it is, I don't know how it works, but I'll ask my friend later, and it's something. Void Winnower, in case I don't want my opponents to even. World Breaker's a damn great card. Exiles Enchantment, Land, or Artifact, which is great in this deck because I need removal. And it's a 5/7 that comes back for a land. So, great. Eternal Scourge, funny as hell, because this thing can never die, except when it dies and goes to the grave. Like, just dies. But it is funny. 3/3 I can cast from exile. Endless One, just a neat little mana sink. Dread Defiler is funny. It's like Fling on a stick. Well, it is Fling on a stick. It's actually two Flings on a stick. There's Barrage Tyrant and Dread Defiler. This one exiles from the grave. This one just throws an Eldrazi at someone's head. They're funny. Oblivion Sower, I don't know what he does. I just put him in the deck. Oh, I get people's lands. So if I'm playing against a Gitrog deck, this will be funny. Mockery Nature is a Rex Sage on an Eldrazi. And finally, Fathom Feeder, which is just good. It lets me draw a card and everyone just exiles their top card. Which, again, in this deck, I need draw quite badly. So that was my 5-color, colorless Eldrazi deck. Tell me what you think. It is a deck that is currently being built. Still in very, I guess, beta stages at this point. The list has been on Tapped Out. Again, I have it in the description if you did not want to hear my voice. I've been updating it very often. I'm actually surprised how much I'm updating it. This has become kind of like my little pet project. I haven't looked up any ideas for this deck. I just built a deck myself. No EDH rec sites, no Tapped Out lists, nothing. It's just kind of a pet project of mine, along with this fox, who I wish I had as a pet. Anyway, so hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you later in more videos, but until then, look at that Ulamog. He's scary. Bye now.